Goofball's birthday today.
Hey, hey!
So happy vlog day. I don't know when I'll get this posted because I'm so far behind on posting vlogs. I have this whole vlog about the basement fiasco, and I've yet
It's
to
now
post.
June, and I celebrated my birthday 3 months ago.
Okay, I don't think anyone's gonna believe it's June with snow flying in the background, me with a freaking whatever, and a scarf on.
Well, nobody would believe it's the first day of spring, but here we are.
Yes. With a freaking fourth nor'easter, supposedly the fourth. The third was a completely invisible nor'easter. But anyhow.
We were hoping for one of those again.
Yes. It didn't happen. But anyhow, it is this goofball's birthday. My Miss Sister Courtney. And how old are you now? 52?
Kind of, sort of, 31.
Uh-huh. Wait,
That's
you're
you,
not,
Wendy.
yeah, you are 31. So anyhow, we are on our way to Dissolve, a
Yay!
float spa. Anybody that watches my vlogs knows about Dissolve. And Courtney's going to have her very first experience at Dissolve. So we're super excited for that. Why did I get over here when there's a big ass truck coming over? Dude, you're just gonna have to wait. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Ah! Okay. Anyhow, so we are on our way to Dissolve, so
I'm
she can
super
check
excited.
it out. Yes, it's our first time floating. If you do not know what float therapy is, look it up. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So, what else? What else?
It looks super, super awesome, and I will give a review when I'm done.
Yes, we will check in when we are done. We will have wet hair, so we apologize. But, so yeah, I think it's very relaxing. I think you're going to enjoy it.
I think so too.
So, and
I don't have to listen to kids for a whole hour.
woohoo!
We'll even have to listen
play
to
this for
myself.
them when they're 18. Yeah. More like an hour and a half, really. Anyhow, we are, so, fourth nor'easter, it started snowing around 3?
Yeah, ish.
3-ish. There are certain counties below us that already have 4 inches. I'm probably going to say we have an inch on the ground, but there is nothing on the pavement so far. But it's supposed to get worse tomorrow, so we can get anywhere between 6 to 10 inches. So we'll see what happens.
We're just hoping that 6 to 10 inches starts after midnight.
Yes, we just want to get through the float spa appointment and dinner, and then it can start to
Do whatever
once we get home.
Yes.
So, but yep, I just wanted to fill you guys in. We'll check in so Courtney can tell you about her experience with Float Spa.
Yay.
And yep, that's it. See you later.
Bye.
I would sing to her on camera, but it's a little scary when I do.
Sing to myself
So,
if you want.
and I hope I'm going the right way.
Me too.
Okay. All right. See you later. Peace out.
For half a mile.
Okay.
So, we just left Dissolve. And Courtney, what'd you think?
Okay, so I have to say it took me a little bit of time to feel comfortable because I've never floated my whole life. I have no capabilities of floating my own body even in a pool. So it was kind of like hard to kind of get used to that floating feeling where you could relax and you didn't feel like you were trying to like keep yourself, balanced. But once I finally like got the hang of floating, then I kept the lights on, I kept the music on, and I tried to position my hands to where I felt comfortable, tried the neck ring, tried it without, and it wasn't until I turned the music off.
Oh.
And I kept the lights on, and I still just didn't feel relaxed. And so I finally turned the lights off, and I was kind of nervous at first, so I turned the lights off, I turned them back on, I turned them back off just to make sure they would work and come back on if I didn't feel comfortable. And I finally like just felt relaxed, and then I was almost so relaxed that that feeling when you're almost asleep and your body like twitches.
Yes.
Okay, well I did that like 3 or 4 times.
I do that too.
And then I had just one of those experiences where I kind of opened my eyes and I was like, was I asleep? Or was I just that relaxed? And I honestly, I didn't know. And then finally I got myself to like calm down again. And then I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I slept or if I was just that relaxed, but the next thing I knew, the lights came back on and it was over. But I'm still trying to figure out how that neck ring got back on the hook. Because when I took it out, I just let it float. And then I woke up and I opened and I got out and I turned around and I got a shower. And I got out of the shower and I turned the lights on and the neck ring was back on the hook. And I still have no idea how it got there. But, I mean, what an experience. You know, just to feel completely disconnected. And it took me some time because I had to force myself to disconnect.
I think everybody does when they first do it, yeah.
But, I mean, there were times where, like, you know, your mind just starts thinking about, I wouldn't say weird things, but just things that you don't otherwise think about. And I remember at one point just, like, seeing yellow and purple. Mm-hmm. And just, like, these, and I was like, well, what if I think about red? But I couldn't make myself think about a color. There were just certain colors that my mind was drawn to and intertwining. And then at one point there was a little bit of orange, and then the orange was gone. And
is this where I get off?
No, you want to stay straight.
Okay.
But it was just, you know, and then there were some things that I thought about. Like at one point, like I kind of like had this vision of like this green like sea serpent, but like just like that quickly it passed. But it was just these things that I wouldn't otherwise think about. It was just, the mind was so relaxed that it was just like you were thinking about things that you had no control over almost in a way. So, but I mean, I would definitely want to do it again now, knowing what to expect, what I felt comfortable with, so that I can get the full 60 minutes of knowing what I feel to be comfortable.
I have to tell you, though, every time you do it, you're going to have a different experience. And it's interesting that what you said, because I actually, well, first, did you ever turn the music back on or no?
No.
And am I getting off here? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. And so, and it was interesting because, what's the word? Orientation for you.
Yeah.
Like, nobody ever suggested to me no lights, no music. Like, I'm used to having music and stuff like that. So, and I enjoy having music, but like you, your mind does start to wander. Now, for me, and it's interesting the things that you said, because for me, sometimes I have to fight. Surprise, I don't really ever talk about this in the vlog, but sometimes I have to fight not being connected to the spirit world. So, because sometimes I will have visions and stuff, I'll be like, okay, I'm floating and I'm naked, get out of here.
Yeah.
But I actually, the funny thing was for me, you were talking about a serpent, I actually saw the color red, and it was like roses opening up in front of my eyes.
Wow.
Like I could see the roses just blooming, which is interesting for me because roses is my favorite flower. But like you could just see the petals opening. And one of the things I try to do is I try to picture always the color white and the color gold, because in the spiritual world, or even in meditation world, that's one thing that is always said. You want to picture yourself being cocooned in white light or gold light, which is warmth and spirituality and cleansing and stuff like that. And I had a very hard time doing that. I was like, oh my goodness, is something wrong with me that I can't picture this right now?
Yeah.
But I was getting the roses and the rose petals opening up. But, and I would start thinking about random stuff like Mandy and her ear for some reason. I was like, oh, I didn't ask Courtney. And I would, as you, there's points where I'm like, did I just fall asleep or did I not? You know, trying to think about, it's, okay, random is so freaking beautiful out here right now. Thankfully, the roads are just still wet, but the snow is so pretty everywhere else. It's heavy snow, so we'll have to see if we can't capture it for you. But
on the trees and stuff, it just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It's sticking to the trees and the grass, and thankfully it's not inconveniencing our day.
Right. It's not like the side streets are starting to get a little bit white, but not, it's still just wet. So yeah, for me, every experience is different. But I was telling Courtney, and I actually told the manager that was there, one of the differences was that little tiny, they have this little halo thing that you could put over your head to kind of help hold up your neck. I tried that my very first time in there and it did nothing for me. So I actually moved to, or in this one that I got in, the person that must have been there before had a noodle. So I just dunked the noodle a couple of times and I put it underneath my neck, and it was so much better to have that little bit of support. Yeah, so it was, I mean, it was really nice. So
Yeah,
I have
really
to try it without
enjoyed it.
music.
Well,
But-
and I noticed too with the ring, like, I think I was trying so hard to make myself float that that made my neck hurt. Like, trying to, like, forcibly, like, hold my neck in position. So then I
Yes.
tried the ring thinking, well, maybe that would help. And that didn't help. So then when I got rid of it and I was like, okay, just let go. My head was almost so far back that the water was, like, right here around
Yeah, 'cause
my
you end
face.
up doing this. Yeah.
But then I felt relaxed. Like, it was almost like once I stopped trying, that's when I could start floating.
Yeah.
And you really have to just completely disconnect. I mean, physically and mentally, you just have to completely disconnect.
Is it open? Because Nito Burrito is not open, which is odd for a night.
Yeah.
So true to form, if you watch any of my past vlogs, when I go to dissolve, I tend to go to this coffee shop that our father used to go to and we used to love. Well, we still love. And
It says they're open.
open! Yay! They have awesome food, awesome smoothies. So this was Miss Birthday Girl's choice. I'm gonna go over there and come back around and park.
When in Mechanicsburg, do as
Birthday
Mechanicsburgians
people
do.
Yeah, I highly doubt that they all
You
do
just, you
this.
can't be in this area and not stop here. You
Yeah.
have to make it part of the stop. And we were going to try something else, and I got out and I was like, you know what? No, I need juice and jam.
She needs the food that she's used to. So do you want to add anything to that?
I mean, I would definitely say if you're skeptic, because I went into it thinking I'm either going to really love this or
I
I'm
told you
really
that,
going to
yeah.
hate this. It is worth the try. And you might find that it's just not for you, but it's worth it because I thought, you know what, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to need to leave the pod open. I'm going to need to leave the lights on. I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
were
need the
concerned
music.
about
And it wasn't until the pod was shut, which, I mean, it was shut to begin with. I never kept it open. But turning everything off so that when I opened my eyes, even when I opened my eyes, it was just black.
Because you still don't know. The only time you know you're in a pod is if you, for some reason, start floating towards the side, which isn't often. This is interesting to me because if you stay absolutely still, you're still in the
You
pod.
don't
You're
move.
still in the water,
Yeah.
and you don't hit the sides anymore. When you first get in there, you kind of bounce around just a little bit, but then you stay still. I mean, one of the things that I learned is if I just put my fingers out like this
Yeah.
and steady myself, then I'm done. I won't be hitting the sides.
And it was almost like almost like turning the lights off makes you forget that you're in the pod. Whereas if you still have the lights on and you open your eyes, you know you're encased in a pod. When the lights are off, I mean, it's no different than laying in bed with the lights off.
Yeah.
You can't see anything. It was great.
Good.
I really enjoyed
I'm glad
it.
she liked it.
Yay!
All right, so we're gonna go grab something to eat, and we may check in afterwards. We'll see. So we'll check in afterwards. We'll tell you what we got.
Phenomena.
Okay, peace out.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Phenomena.